Welcome to the first episode of something that I haven't got a name for yet. We'll figure something out later on. With me is Mr. Blank.
Good morning, or good evening, or good night, depending where you are.
Yep, and today we're talking about some upcoming games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and what was the other one? Far Cry?
Far Cry 5.
Now, I do know Far Cry 5 is like set in America with some weird, creepy, American-y, Jesus-y people.
Yeah, a cult, yeah.
There we go. I knew I'd get to the word eventually. Yes, a cult. Now, I understand that, but apart from that, I don't really know anything else about it. Apart from, like, it's supposed to be 4-player co-op multiplayer, apparently.
Yeah, it's basically, I don't know if it's 4-player, I think it's 2-player co-op. It might be 4-player, I haven't quite figured that one out yet. But it does look quite interesting on the aspect of this is the first time a Far Cry game is actually going to be set in America. It's mainly been set in some island like in Far Cry 3
Yeah,
or in
because I had
Far Cry 2 in Africa.
I had Far Cry 4, which is like in Asia or something.
Yeah, it's in the Himalayas.
Yeah, and I loved that game. Just for like the stupid thing where you've successfully completed a mission, you're almost dead, and then you're like, yes, I've almost made it to the safe house, and a rhino comes out of nowhere and destroys you.
My perfect one was getting in the gyrocopter, heading up, and then bungee cording off and just lobbing grenades down at a bunch of twats going, fuck you.
I didn't know you could bungee cord off it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you know, 'cause you had the climbing rope thing, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could attach it to the helicopter and bungee cord down off of it.
Oh, was that a skill you unlocked?
I think it might be. I haven't played it in, about fucking
long time.
6 years. It was on the Xbox 360. I'll have to get it again. But maybe you could do that.
Well, see, the thing I like about the Far Cry games, and I'm glad that this one is sticking with it, it's staying open world. I've always loved that.
Well, the one thing I'm excited for, ever since I played Far Cry Instinct's Predator, I think it was, on the 360, I'm so glad it's finally happening that you can have a motherfucking plane. I've always wanted a fucking plane in Far Cry.
Have they never had planes?
Nope, no planes. You've had, the helicopter was the newest addition in Far Cry 4, but other than that, you've always had boats, Humvees, ATVs, Jeeps, that sort of shit. But that's the first time they're bringing in an actual aeroplane.
Wow. Okay, so this is going to be something like never. This is like when GTA put planes in it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, do you still remember? I don't know if you'll remember this, but do you remember? Was it Vice City or like? I can't. It's the one with the dodo in it. That can't fly.
Oh, that was GTA 3.
GTA,
it had no wings.
It had tiny wings, and the only way you could ever get it to fly was if you stole it from the airport, drove it all the way up to the observatory, and then drove it down the road and flew off like the end, and then you'd at least get, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds of flight before it just plummeted into the ocean. So
there's these people on fucking YouTube though who have actually got into that busted dodo plane and flown it off the map, and you're sitting there going, how the fuck have you done that?
Cheat.
Yeah, probably. But speaking of like planes and like GTA, I remember getting GTA San Andreas, right?
Yeah.
And this is going back some. I rented it from Choices. I don't know if you had a Choices where you are.
No, we only had Blockbuster.
Oh, well, basically Choices was like a knockoff brand of Blockbuster, right? And I managed to get the only copy, and the first fucking thing I'd done was get in a taxi, drive straight to the airport, climb over and get into the fucking, what's it called, the Shamol or something like that?
What is it?
The plane, the one with the big white wings. Basically looks like it's
the private jet
Christian
thing.
Jet. Yeah, that's the one.
No, I can never remember that, but yeah. I know the jet you're talking about.
Yeah. The memories I had of that game.
Nah, see, I was kind of when I got GTA 5, I was kind of stoked that they eventually put the C version of the Dodo in it, because like one of the DLC vehicles was the Dodo, and I was like, finally, like we're back in Los Santos, give me the Dodo, and it wasn't in right at the beginning. I was like, you fuckers.
That's one of the first and only games to make me motion sick when you go first person and you jump off a building.
I don't think I've ever been motion sick in a game. I don't think the first person really had much of an effect on me. I know, like, when you were rolled and stuff, that kind of tripped me out, but apart from that, it was nothing.
It's when you put on, like, fucking super jump, and then you jump up in the air, hit circles, so you're, like, pratfall, and oh my god, the fucking sickness you'd get.
Really?
Yeah, I'd literally, you just jump up in the air and you'd be spinning like fucking mad, and I wanted to chug up my entire dinner all over my fucking computer.
Wow. I like how we're slowly getting away from the topic of, Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
See, the funny thing is, right, just right next to me, right here, I've got my iPad open with like the wiki of it because I'm a journalist and I use Wikipedia because that's the way we do it. No, I'm not a journalist. I hate media, but apparently there has been some controversy about it. Which why? Like, finally, right? I know this might sound.
SJW, basically.
No, this might sound like anti-religion, but fucking my own personal, like, I was going to say my own personal mecca of a game. but like the game I've always wanted to play is an open world, basically beat the crap out of every religion game because, especially Christianity, like blowing up the Vatican, that'd be fucking hilarious. Like Max Payne, but in the Vatican, and you play as the Pope, and like you can slow-mo, like holy pistol people or something. Any game where you can blow up religious stuff just makes me giggle.
It makes me laugh though, because obviously the controversy is, oh my god, they're bringing a bad name to Christianity and all that. But to be totally honest, no matter what religious group you have, you're going to have the cult fanatics, the subverts, because I find cults and the cult mentality very interesting. I've looked up on them, like Jonestown, so on and so forth, trying to read up about them and how people become so misled into some false truth and false reality. Before anyone flips their shit, I'm talking about cults. And it's basically just like, why do you see that as a controversy, that you're playing as a character who is taking down
all fictional
cult? Yeah, not only that, it's fictional, but you're taking down a cult. These people are fucking hurting other people in the name of a god that,
It's like Scientology, fucking they believe in weird alien-y spiritual things.
Yeah, fuck it. Oh, well, yeah, what's that fucking alien called?
I don't know, but what I want to get on, right, is you said that there was controversy because you were killing, like, a religious kind of thing, and, like, it might put a bad spin on religion. Yeah, let's, like, Christianity. Putting a bad spin on Christianity is real easy. Kiddie fiddlers, crusades. There you go. Straight two things right away. And I know it's like two really weird things. It's like mass murder of cultures and across many continents, and then fiddling kids. But like, there's no way a game can really do more damage than the Catholic Church already has. I mean,
it's just more stupid. People trying to get games banned.
It's just stupid. It's like. Admittedly, you might get pissed off because it's like, oh my god, what are you doing? You kill it. Like, yeah, but I mean, think of it this way, right? If the KKK was a religion and there was a game dedicated to blasting the heads off the KKK, no one would have a problem with it.
No, not only that, though, but it's simple as this. A genuine, good-hearted Christian who has a belief won't give a fucking shit.
Yep.
Simple as that.
It's just really... People getting up in arms about it's just really fucking stupid.
Yeah, fucking hell, I can't speak English. I'm surprised though it hasn't, knocked up a bigger controversy in places like Australia and Germany and stuff like that, because they like to jump on the bandwagon of ban this game. Why? They have a swastika in it. Shut up.
Well, I was speaking of like changing things for different countries and stuff. I like there was a thing on my Facebook where it was like, these are the changes of what have happened in games across different countries, and my favourite one was Wolfenstein had all of the swastikas removed from it and then put in with like the Iron Cross or something, which is like it's still a Nazi symbol.
Yeah, but the thing is though, do you know what makes me laugh about that situation?
Go on.
It's as simple as this. The reason why there are no swastikas in German video game distributors basically is because it's not because they're banned in video games, because it comes down to the simple fact of, are video games classed as art? And if it's classed as art, then they're allowed to put some form of, not Nazi memorabilia, but you know what I mean, Nazi imagery. Yeah. But the publishers don't want to try and push that risk by putting the Nazi symbol and go, no, you have to deal with it, because then the German authorities then have to sit there and ask the question, is a video game art? So it's not actually technically banned at all. It's just video game publishers just don't want to take that chance of it being banned.
Well, I think if you've done something in your history and it's in a video game, don't try and cut it out of the video game. Basically, just own it. Like you Germany mass murdered a bunch of Jews and people and all that kind of. Own it, right? If you're going to make a war game,
own it.
Own it, right? I mean, like, if people were to make a game about England, we've done so much terrible shit. I'd be like, put it in. Don't pussyfoot around it. Put it in the game. fucking will own it. You know, don't try and dive around the subject. Confront the subject. It'll eventually people will just be like, right, we've seen it enough. Well, nobody cares.
Yeah, but
That's what'll happen.
it's the same. It's because that's a completely valid point. But then when it starts getting really bizarre is when it starts heading towards China. Because in China, you're not allowed to have like skeletons or anything to do with necromancy or magic. They get really like, nope, that's banned. That cannot come to China. And you're like, why?
Yeah, that one doesn't make
Because
any
it's
sense to me.
against it's against like their not their beliefs, but like spiritual beliefs and stuff like that. And you're like, but it's a fucking polygon in the shape of a fucking skeleton. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That is weird, I guess.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. But it's like it's not. But the thing is, that it's not only like that with video games in China. It's the same with books and art and stuff like that. It's very restrictive and that sort of thing. It has laxed
Yeah.
up in the past coming years. I mean, it's not fucking like North Korea level of fucking banned.
There are no
banned.
games in North Korea.
No.
Only one of Kim Jong Un destroying the world. Or is it ill now?
I can't
Kim
remember if it's
Kim Jong Chubby Face, whatever that guy.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's Kim Jong Un or Kim Jong Il.
But what I see right here is in this on this Far Cry controversy like thing on the wiki is following its announcement, Far Cry 5 was subject to an online petition, right, by individuals objecting to what they called the portrayal of American Christians as villains and calling for either the game's antagonist to be to be recast as Muslim, right?
Oh my
Yeah,
god, really?
or other non-white villains, or changing the game setting to, and you ready for this?
Go on.
Canada.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, okay, so they're getting up at the fact that, okay, white American Christians as villains. Well, yeah, there are quite a lot of them. I mean, look at the South. No offense to the South, you do some
Look
good
at
stuff.
George Bush.
Look, yeah, all right, let's not go there. But, but like, yeah, like Christians in America have done some pretty bad shit, right? But why would you? I don't actually know. Is like the main antagonist? Is he white in this game?
Yeah, he's
Right.
right. But
So-
it's simple as this. It doesn't fucking matter if he's white, black, or fucking yellow. What's
But-
that got to
but I
fucking
mean,
do with it?
What would change, right? If it was like the main antagonist was a Muslim taking on Christians in America, like what would that change? It'd just
That
make it,
more seems like...
that'd make it worse.
That'd be a hate crime. That'd be a hate crime.
It'd make it worse. It's like,
Yeah.
we've got this white guy shooting white Christians. Now, you see, you can't have that. Could you make the main protagonist not a white guy, but could you make him a Muslim instead? So it's like the Muslims are killing the Christian
At that
Americans.
point, it wouldn't be fucking called Far Cry. It'd be called fucking Ethnic Cleansing Simulator.
Exactly. It just gets fucking stupid. But also, right, why change it to Canada? What would that do?
Shall we get Try on this? Maybe the fucking...
I'll get Try's input on this later, but like, fucking, alright, so changing the American Christians as villains. No, we can keep them as villains because Americans have done some pretty bad shit. Everybody's done some pretty bad shit, but like, just for the sake of Far Cry, Americans have done some bad shit. And changing the protagonist wouldn't really do anything apart from make things worse, because if you wanted to make him a Muslim, or...
It's basically they haven't thought it through. It's
Yeah.
like, oh god, we need something to complain about. Change the character.
But the funny thing
Why?
is, right, this petition was lodged by change.org.
Oh yes, that's going to make a massive change, isn't
Yeah.
it?
But apparently, the petition itself was criticised by industry commenters who highlighted that the game's exploration of its themes as being necessary in the contemporary social and political climate, and pointed to video gaming as a medium for social commentary. So basically,
Exactly.
that's a good way of putting it, because technically Far Cry 5 could be an alternate reality or something like.
Exactly, yeah, it could
but
be.
it don't have to be this stupid shit that people are coming out with.
Not only that though, but the reason why I'm so excited for this game because I'm hoping they don't make the villain some cheesy fucking, pray to Jesus boy type bollocks. I want him to actually be fleshed out. I want to find out why he's so, fucked up, why he's causing people to be drowned in the river in the name of fucking Jesus Christ,
Well, is it Jesus though, or is it someone else? Like, because
To be totally honest, I don't
about the
actually
gods.
know, but
Joe, let's see if the wiki has anything on that. Let's see if it's like, I don't know. The game has anything
It's
to
like
do
the bit
with.
I remember. There's a bit in the trailer where it's a fucking quite a chilling scene. I'll give it credit. He's standing in a church with his followers, and he picks up a fucking Kalashnikov while singing "Amazing Grace." And the voice actor is actually a really good singer. You know, he's got a proper Southern drawl,
Yeah.
and it's really chilling. And obviously, judging by the setting, the song, I would say, you know, some form of not Christianity, but you know, Christianity sector. Um, but it's just like the reason why I think a game like this is necessary is because the ideology of cults is only ever brought up in, you know, H.P. Lovecraft books, H.P. Lovecraft style
Yeah.
games, that, you know, fantasy games and stuff. When the true terrifying thing is there are so many cults out there, from the Lamb of God to fucking, you know, what happened in Jonestown to, well, as you say, Scientology, and
Yeah.
that is a cult. And for fuck's sake, this is even going to get a bit
Yeah.
controversial.
Don't try and kill us with Tom Cruise, Scientology.
No,
Eh?
but
Don't throw Tom Cruise at us or anything like that.
the other one is Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh
They've been
God.
classed as a cult in many other countries.
They're a cult when they come around to my house. I'll tell you that.
The
Oh wait,
term
sorry,
you're
not a
looking for is
cult, but a cunt.
There you go.
But seriously, right? I've just found out that that entire thing we had talking about the fact that it could be set in a like a fictional place or whatever. Guess what the premise, right? The first line is. Guess what it is.
Go on.
The game is set in the fictional Hope County, Montana.
Yeah, I
Fictional.
know. I remember it was set in. I remember it's been
sake.
set in Montana.
So basically, the people who have gone, oh, this game's coming out, and apparently it's people killing white Christians, has not really looked into the backstory of the game where it says it's a fictional
Oh God, no!
place.
That would take research and
yeah, I
you know,
know.
intellect.
Just, I mean, the guy, like the bad guy, the preacher guy, is called Joseph Seed.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's weird. Why call him? Why is his last name Seed? He's got the first name Joseph, which is a biblical name, but Seed just sounds like he goes around fucking everything.
To be honest, he probably. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Nice,
He
keep that in.
probably does. Yeah, fair enough.
I like how
sorry.
I also like how the fact that his weird religious sect thing is called Eden's Gate,
Yeah, kind of like Heaven's Gate, you know.
but it's like Eden's Gate sounds like a game you'd want to play. It's like the predecessor to Baldur's Gate. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, no, that's definitely where me and you are wired differently. You think about the game, I think about fucking the cult from, I think it was the 90s.
Dude, I don't think I was ever paying attention in the 90s because I was like 6. Wait,
Yeah, well, see,
I was
90s.
no, because
Yeah.
I was born like halfway through the 90s, so I didn't remember that stuff.
That's all right, we're the same age. I just do a lot of
Yeah,
research.
it's like you, the player, take on the role of a sheriff's deputy
Yeah,
who's part of a task force sent to Hope County to arrest Seed. So basically, it's a cop game that turns into a weird shoot 'em up.
yeah, basically, yeah. It's basically you're playing as a copper in the storyline. Shit goes fucking south. You probably have no chance of getting back up, so you're basically John McClane in the middle of fucking Montana.
That actually sounds pretty decent.
I say I have been looking forward to it. I've kind of kept a nice distance away from it to not spoil too much, but to have a nice amount of information before I go ahead and make the purchase.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say that I am a little pissed about, they're obviously going to have the co-op situation with it, where I effectively presume you either play as the same character or you play as one of the buddy characters, essentially. Now, I'm a little pissed, but on the other hand, I can understand it. But what's really pissing off a lot of people is with the co-op, let's say I were to create the server and we're about to play through the entire story campaign together.
Yep.
You would join me, we'd start playing through, we could get to the, let's say, 3/4 of the way through the game. Let's say my save is fucked. I can no longer carry on from that point. Well, we can't turn to your character and say, right, we'll carry on from where we left off, but on your save instead.
Right, so basically,
Because,
it only saves on the person who's hosting.
yeah, when the other player's campaign is still at the beginning.
Man, that sucks.
Now, obviously, at first I thought, well, maybe that hasn't actually been done before, but that's bollocks because me and my missus have been playing through Dying Light, and that's been doing it perfectly. Fucking, totally honest, that's the only game that comes to mind, but I know it has actually been done quite easily
Yeah.
enough times. It's just a lot of problems that have it is and what I'm a bit dodgy about Ubisoft and even open world games, they try to cram in so much that they forget to put in some basic necessities.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're about to jump onto Red Dead, but before we end, like, talking about Far Cry, yeah, I completely like. I've noticed games recently are sacrificing not gameplay, but more of aspects of like the stuff you can do in games. Like they're either shortening the amount of not objectives, but what am I thinking now? Not game modes, but stuff like around game modes. Like they're shortening that down to like only a basic few. They're putting in more like. I mean, games putting in more weapons, I'm fine with that. I mean, if I was in a game that had 4 weapons, I'd be like, right, okay, I can only do this route, this route, this route, or this route. But like having a massed array of weapons, that I'm happy with. Games not having much of a story. If the gameplay's good and the combat or whatever the type of game is good, I'm happy with that. But if a game has got good story, good mechanics, like good multiplayer, good like weapons and all. Basically, if a game has got everything good in it, like it's 100%, like Rotten Tomatoes is like, yes, everybody will jump on that game and be like, this game is shit. Where's this? Where's that? Where's this? And they'll just be like, right, someone spent 4 years in development making this game, so like it's got a good story if you want to play multiplayer, it's got a good co-op if you want to play whatever, and the online is fucking awesome. And then you're just going, oh yeah, but you can't fucking do this, can you? Like this other game that came out 6 years beforehand, and you're like, just leave the game alone. People need to stop putting stupid like blocks on what games should be. And like I've always wanted to make a game where you can choose between an era, so like you could be like World War II, or you could be Roman, or you could be the future, and you all fight on one massive open world server. Like so, just for, like it actually came to me when I was watching Avatar with my brother. Because there's a bit in Avatar, like right at the end where all the birds are flying around taking on the things.
Yeah.
I was like, wouldn't it be great if, like, out of nowhere, a big portal opened up and a fleet of Spitfires flew, like, into the battle and stuff like that. And then, like, another one opened up and there was Gundams and stuff. And basically, without knowing it, I created the game version of Ready Player One. Which, I will point out, looks like a good movie. But we're not talking about movies, we're talking about games. So we can now jump on to Red Dead 2.
Right, Red Dead Redemption 2. To be totally honest, well, and because it's Rockstar, not much is ever known about the games before, like, what, a week? 2 weeks before they're fucking released?
I've got some stuff here, like, we know the name of the guy and, like, what he's supposed to be doing.
What's his name again?
His name is Arthur Morgan. He has 2 first names.
Oh, I actually did not know that.
Well, the main character is called Arthur Morgan, who is a troubled cowboy who has not arranged, but angered groups across the Wild West intent on pursuing him. And it looks like your entire thing is trying to escape and kill them at the same time.
Yes. I believe it's a possible prequel to Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, it comes out before Red Dead.
Yeah, because obviously by the time Red Dead Redemption was released, well, not released, sorry, but the year it was set was like, what, 19...
Well, the car had been invented because it's in like that little scene where the car gets pulled off.
Yeah,
so
despite the fact that that car was actually completely wrong with what era it should have been in.
It's like just before the 1900s kick in, I think.
Yeah, it's like, nope, that car should not exist for at least another 30 years.
No. Towards the end of the 1800s, you did have cars.
Oh yeah, I know you had cars, but that particular one looked like a Ford Model T.
It probably was. But what really gets me weird about Red Dead Redemption is the fact that there is the, it looks like a 1911 in it. Like you get a semi-automatic pistol.
Yes.
That was kind of funky to me.
Yeah. There was a few things here and there. I mean, before, like doing games and stuff like that, I used to do a lot of card cheating and card tricks and magician shit, all that bollocks. But we'll save that conversation for another time.
Strange, but okay.
Yeah. But what I notice in games is there's a street hustling game called 3 Card Monte, right? So there's 3 cards on a table, they get switched up, you got to guess which card it's in and all that. And I get so fucking annoyed because it ends up in games and in movies normally before the 1960s, despite the fact that was invented in the 60s, and that just fucking pisses me off. But, anyway, that was me going on a bit of a rant.
Yeah, well, it does. From what I can see right here, there is, as you said, not a lot of information. I
Yeah,
All I've managed to find out is the name of the guy and where it's set, and it is a prequel. So
so
who
I will
knows?
definitely give Rockstar credit. They must have
Yeah.
one hell of a tight-lipped fucking team.
They probably put bombs in people's necks or like explosives under your chair, and if you hack into something, it goes off.
And the one thing you gotta love, Rockstar is a Scottish development team.
Well, Rockstar's all over everywhere, isn't it? We've got a
Yeah, but
Rockstar. There's a Rockstar in America. There's I don't know, Finland, I think, something like that.
yeah, but the main it all started in Scotland.
Yeah, no, I will accept the fact that Rockstar has made probably the best games that have ever come out.
I
Like,
would say some of the best games. Yeah,
yeah, like continuously, they've never really let us down.
I would say I'll definitely say I agree with that part. But I would say best games not only on a financial standpoint, but I also love it when Rockstar kind of they go out of their way every now and then, like with Bully, with Manhunt. They release a game every now and then that's just it breaks their franchise norm. And when they release this one extra game, it makes people suddenly go, "Oh, I want Bully
Yeah.
2 or I want Manhunt 3," which I fucking do. I want Manhunt 3, but I don't think we'll ever get away with that.
Not in this day and age. If it was
No.
if it was the early 2000s, yeah, but like as soon as if Rockstar were like tomorrow, right, we're releasing Manhunt 3, every SJW in the world would shit themselves so much they'd
Yeah.
fly to the fucking moon.
I do know when they were making the second one, the development team, especially the animation department, felt so apparently disturbed with the executions that they were having to animate.
yeah,
It
dude,
actually fucked them up.
Those executions in those games are brutal.
Yeah, like putting the fucking, the what was it, the table saw between the guy's
Yeah.
legs. Shit, like he's gonna
It's
go,
like
oh
grots
fuck
and all that
it
kind
now.
of stuff.
Yeah. So I still need to play the second one, but I have the first one on Steam, and I'm definitely gonna end up recording that in the next coming weeks.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
I really want to.
That's going to be funny because you're gonna have some trouble on YouTube with that.
Fuck it, this is me. I'm gonna end up in so much controversy probably by the end of the year, knowing me.
See, there is one thing that in Red Dead 2 that doesn't really make sense to me. Now, in Red Dead Redemption, there is like Armadillo had a bit of a desert around it, right? And you had, like Mexico, and
Yeah, I loved how you went to Mexico in the game.
Yeah,
that was just
dude,
so
that
funny.
was good. And I'm looking at the map right now, and
Right.
it looks like they've added in some new areas. So you've got how like the top of the map was all civilized and stuff, and then like as
Yeah.
it looks like where Mexico would be, there are some new like swampy islands added onto it or something.
Oh, okay, so they've taken the original place of Red Dead Redemption, but then changed it and remodeled it.
That's what it looks like to me because like there's a massive river or well an ocean I guess on the side, and it's got some islands in it, and they were never in Red Dead Redemption 1.
Sounds quite interesting. It'd be interesting to see what that happens. As I say, when I saw the trailer and how fucking, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a graphics whore by much, but when there's a game that comes out looking like that, you can't help but just, have a little leakage in your pants when you see it. It's just like, oh my god.
That is true. The thing is though, it does appear, and I'm reading this right now, and it says, a closer look at the map reveals Great Plains and multiple caravan camps as potential locations we'll be visiting. There are also several islands located among the rivers and large expanses of water. Let's hope the missions centered on these aren't as tiresome as when John Marston had to cross ravines to new areas in the map in Redemption. Yeah, no, like, I hope they do get rid of some of them. Like, what's his face? You remember the snake oil salesman in Red Dead Redemption 1?
Yeah.
Like, the one where he gets injured and you have to drive his cart to take him to the hospital.
I fucking hated that.
Yeah, god damn. Some missions like that just bore the crap out of me. It was just get in his thing, drive along, people are going to try and kill you, shoot him. He's like, right, okay. Why didn't you just make it so the horse cart carriage thing drove itself and you had to defend from a lot more people? That would have been better.
But have you noticed with, I'd say probably in about past 5-6 years in games, I mean, I know there's obviously some games that have done it as well, the missions themselves have gotten really unique. Like, they get you doing something, so instead of it like defend point A or get to point B, it's now, like in fucking GTA 5 playing as Trevor, torture this guy and, shit like that. All these miniature little details are adding into missions in games.
Yeah, but
I just fucking love it.
it's not across all games. It's only
No,
in
sadly.
specific. A lot of games that you'll get will have, to defend point B, or fucking escort missions. Bug the crap
Oh,
out of
yeah.
me. I just want to kill the person every time, or like put them in a box, put the box in a truck, and tell the truck driver to drive off while no bad guys are looking at me, so the truck can arrive at the destination while I kill the bad guys, and then I just get the guy out of the box and I go, fucking mission complete.
Speaking of fucking escort missions, I don't know if you ever played Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah, do you
Of course I
remember?
did.
Do you remember the ending bit with fucking, what was her name, Eva?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fucking, you just had to tranquilize the bitch and carry her the entire fucking way, because there's no way you were gonna fucking let her walk with you.
That's true. Fucking
fucking hated that
Sokolov. The Sokolov escort was annoying.
Oh yeah, fucking what?
No, it was just escort missions. I think the only way an escort mission could really work is in space combat.
For me, the only way they can work is if, one, the AI is clever enough to move their fucking shit and not try and attack every enemy around them, which annoys the fuck out of me. And two, if you can find a way to either pick them up or hurry them the fuck up.
Yeah, no, that'd be interesting. I mean, like, it's not really an escort mission, but I think it was Resident Evil 3 or 2. I can't remember. You basically had that girl with you who wore, like, the green skirt and shit. And you could.
Oh, no, that was Resident Evil 4 when you played
4.
as Leon and she
That's
was
it.
the president's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, right. You could unlock. See, this is what I like about this game, right? You could unlock for her a suit of armor,
Yeah.
right? Because there was the thing, right, where when you were escorting her, the villagers could like grab her, and if they carried her just to the edge of the screen, boom, game over. But what you did is you put her in the suit of armor, right? And they can't pick her up. They'll like go to pick her up, and they'll like, and then they'll all fall down. And you can save ammo just by like running out and stabbing them a couple of times, and then all that kind of stuff. And Rooster Teeth fucking even pointed this out. They made a little short about it. Like Michael at Rooster Teeth was like, "This is what I used to do," and I used to do it as well. You put her in the middle of town. All the bad guys, right, and like run and hide somewhere. All the bad guys will go and try and pick her up. They can't. You just run out. You stab them all, run back and hide, and you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And you can like. That's the easy ways to complete missions, but that is how you put a bit of fun to like escort missions where you can just do stupid stuff like that. That was a fun mission.
I want you to make me a pinky promise.
Go on.
When you finally upgrade your potato of a computer,
Yes.
me and you are going to play the worst Resident Evil game there is.
Resident Evil 5?
6.
5.
6.
5.
Both.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think I've ever wanted a Resident Evil game where, run. Oh no, I've got to shoot that guy. Like you turn at the speed of an unoiled gear that's been rusted for like 7 billion years. It's like Jesus Christ.
Fuck it. Oh, don't. Me and my missus raged quit on fucking Resident Evil 5. We got all the way through right towards the end until them praying mantis looking motherfuckers turned up, right? And they just kept obliterating us. And I used the fucking grenade launchers, like the MP5, fucking everything, the Magnum. And I swear to God, no matter how many times I hit the weak point, sometimes they'd die, sometimes they'd live. Other times they'd just fucking bite my fucking head off.
Yeah.
And in the end, I just threw the controller and went, fuck this, and it's still in the case, in my drawer, under fucking barbed wire, covered in shit.
Straight up burnt it.
I was fucking tempted, but I like collecting games, even if it does piss me off beyond boiling point.
That is a good thing to actually end on, because I think we've gone for long enough today's episode. We've talked about some weird.
Think it'll be a good pilot?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the audience can tell us with that, but I think it's been a good pilot. We've touched on some stuff that might get us a bit of backlash, like right at the beginning. But,
yeah, and you also heard me talk seriously for a while.
Yeah, God, that was even
Weird.
worse than fucking people talking about. But I think it's been a good pilot. So, from me, it is goodbye. From Mr. Blank,
it is goodbye too.
That was very weird, but this is still untitled. If you've got anything you want to put in the comment section, do go ahead and stick it down there. Unless it's some weird hate stuff, then please just don't do that, because I will be very sarcastic back at you and we'll get into a weird tussle. But until then, thanks for coming along, and as always, stay awesome.